You want?
Yes.
Okay, start progressing towards upward reach. We're going to start moving on the involved upper extremity. So the left side is the involved upper extremity. We want to start seeing what her threshold is. Can she maintain an upright posture or with some facilitation while maintaining the hand in weight bearing so that she can start doing something in weight bearing? Okay, so first we want to see, can she keep her hand in weight bearing without a lot of support? If I do need to support her, I can put my hand over her hand and I just come across like this, like I'm forming a Y, and I just go like that to support the arm if we need to. But let's say she doesn't need that support, then I'm going to keep upping the intensity for the challenge, and I'm going to have her turn her head to the right, back to the left, and I'm trying to see when her vision comes away from her hand, does her hand stay here or does it go away? She's starting to slide a little bit, so maybe I reposition and I give her a little bit of support. She turns her head to the right, maybe back to the left, looks down, looks up. Okay, so you're assessing when we superimpose movement from the body and the trunk, can she keep her hand on the surface? Because that could be a starting point for treatment. Next, we want her to start moving her trunk. So now she's going to bow forward and she's going to come back up. Again, we're looking to see, can she stay in weight bearing? Right, so I'm there in case I need to be. One more time. And then just on this, watch out for how much wrist extension. She may be sensitive to wrist extension. So what you might want to do is allow part of her hand to come over the block, so that would take out some of the stretch on her finger flexors and offload the wrist just a little bit. Okay, how about if you turn your whole trunk to the left, I'm sorry, to the right, and then to the left. Yeah, and then back the other way. Okay, so again, we're just assessing if she can do all these movements while keeping her hand in weight bearing. Now what I want her to do is I want her to pick her right arm up. So now she's going to come out of weight bearing. She's going to be in more weight bearing on this side. So she's going to pick up her right hand to reach over her head. And as she comes up, she's going to get even more weight bearing here. Can she maintain it? Can she maintain an upright trunk? So we have to look at all these pieces to figure out where to start stepping in as therapists. Then pick your arm up, maybe reach forward, reach to the side. Yeah. What happens to her midline when she reaches? What happens to the hand when she reaches? So those are the things we're looking for. Okay, now bring your hand back up and let it sit there. Now we're going to have you pick up your right leg like you're doing hip flexion on the right and back down. Bring it back up, back down. Slide your foot straight out. Slide it back. Good, stay there for a second. Let's put your foot here. Now we can do the same thing. We have something that's a little bit more dynamic. Can she move that leg? Now she can go into a different movement out to the side. Yep. Adduction, abduction, internal, external rotation. Can she cross midline? And what happens to the arm when she gets this kind of challenge? It's the idea. Step off of that. Then we're going to see, can she pick up this leg? Can she pick up? Yeah, and that's going to be the hardest one here. These are done in series of intensity. And then we could do the same thing. We could have her on that yellow thing again, and she could be moving that. That would be a little bit easier than supporting the whole weight of the leg. So these are all grades of increased challenge.